Wake up!
Now, you guys really are like the hip-hop early morning, late night talk show.
The Breakfast Club is the most powerful, popular, urban radio show in America.
Made it! Live from the Black Mothership in New York City, DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God, and Jess Hilarious.
Thank y'all for being cultural leaders, man. I appreciate what y'all do for the culture.
Collectively known as
Breakfast Club, bitches!
I'm always nervous when I do the Breakfast Club because sometimes you say stuff and it's just gonna get you in trouble.
Everybody wake up!
Good morning, USA!
Yo, 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 yo.
Jess Hilarious.
Good morning.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Thursday. How y'all feel out there?
Turn the music down a little, Red.
I feel great. I feel blessed, black, and highly favored. Somebody got their head did.
Where you coming from?
Where you going? How about that?
Where you coming from?
Where you going, ma'am?
I don't know. I just wanted to look really, really cute today.
Okay.
And I took my locks out, and then I put on my nice little wig, got it revamped. It's the same wig I had on in the rollout.
Where you going then?
So I call it the rollout wig.
You had a mink? She had a mink on when she came in this morning. A mink to the floor.
Sure,
Red dress, where you going?
I'm going back home after this.
You just felt like putting some clothes on. That's all.
Dress like this is to come to the radio station.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
You look good. You feel good.
That's right.
Yes, I do. Actually,
you wasn't out last night, right? Won't make sure.
No, I wasn't out last night.
All right, making sure.
No. Rome didn't go home. Rome was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay up here. Told y'all.
Rome's still up here?
Yeah, Rome is still up here.
You got to tell the people who Rome is.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure people that follow Jess Hilarious know who Rome is, but Rome is Jess's baby father.
Baby father.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Her first baby father.
Yeah.
The original baby father.
Yeah.
The OG baby
Not
father.
the original.
He is the
OG.
OG.
All right, you're right. Okay.
He is the OG baby
I like
father.
that.
And today is National Co-Parenting Day.
Yes.
Okay.
So he'll be joining us this morning.
He will be joining us later this morning.
That's right.
To talk about how him and Jess co-parent, because I've said it before, I've never seen a co-parenting situation like him and Jess. Like, they call each other brother and sister.
But it had to get there.
It had to get there.
It had to get there.
That's right. And we're going to talk about how it got there.
Absolutely.
And then also, Candace Owens will be joining us.
Candace Owens will be joining us this morning.
I got a lot of calls about Candace Owens.
Oh, my God. I got a lot of DMs, a lot of hate messages. And
now, mine was 50-50. It was a lot of people that I was surprised that was really interested in what she had to say, and they said they follow her and they love her. And then I got a lot of people that, what the hell y'all got her on? But
I didn't see nothing, but I don't be paying attention to people. So
people yesterday, people told me, tell Charlamagne, like, it was a lot for him. Like, oh, tell Uncle Charla or Charlene. They was like saying to tell you, like, you can't bring nobody up here like that. So
please,
they sure did.
Yeah, they've been telling me that for years. I like conversation over confrontation. These people would just be talking about folks but never talk to them.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't agree with that ever.
Or the small talk. You don't like the small talk.
Nah, I don't do small talk.
Speaking of small talk,
y'all talk small, I talk biggie. It's a difference.
Speaking of small talk,
well, what's that? What you got coming May 21st? What's going on?
Oh, May 21st.
Why are we doing the press for him? He didn't catch it.
I did catch it, but my third book, yes, Get Honest or Die Lying, Why Small Talk Sucks, does come out May 21st. You can pre-order it now, so thank you.
And you're welcome.
Yes, you're welcome. I appreciate it.
We don't want to hear about it later.
But Candace Owens will be up here.
She'll be joining us
next hour.
That is correct.
Yes.
All right, well, let's get the show cracking. Teslin Figueroa will be joining us. We're going to talk to her in a minute and what's popping in the news. And then we got Worldwide Jess with the Mess.
That's not what it is.
Just with the worldwide mess. And he all loud.
You know what I meant.
Loud and wrong.
You know what I meant. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. What up, Tiz?
What's going on, DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God.
Peace,
Good morning.
Well, let's jump right into Trump.
Well, Trump is asking his supporters to help him pay for his bond. We talked about it before and kind of joked about it and said, oh, well, the supporters of God will help him. So that's basically what he's doing. So yesterday, Donald Trump's campaign called for donations from 1 million of his backers, warning he could lose his New York properties 2 days after the former president failed to secure the bond to cover $454 million judgment in a civil fraud case. So a message went out to his supporters saying, keep your filthy hands off of Trump Tower. This came from a joint fundraising committee that allocates the money it collects to the campaign and a separate political committee that has been helping pay Trump's legal bills. The message was sent by text message and prompts for supporters to donate amounts from $20.24 up to $3,300. Now, Donald Trump is doing this because he claims he cannot get a bond, one bond company to cover his $454 million bond. But attorney Letitia James said, no, this cap. Trump could break this up and get several different companies to cover, the total amount, and stop saying you just need one company to do it. Here's her statement. Take a listen.
Based on the false premise that they must obtain a single bond from a single surety for the entire judgment of $464 million. She suggests simply dividing the bond into smaller chunks among multiple sureties. She calls Trump's bluff on not wanting to do a fire sale to raise money, which the Attorney General says would force her office to do the grunt work of liquidating Trump's assets.
So this message went out to the Trump supporters again, and it says, so before the day is over, I'm calling 1 million pro-Trump patriots to chip in and say, stop the witch hunt against President Trump. Now, the deadline is March 25th. That's Monday, before the Attorney General starts going after his property.
All I've learned about America because of Donald Trump is that there is no checks and balances. There is absolutely no rules in place for people like Donald Trump. And by people, I mean white, privileged, and wealthy. Because I can't believe we have a president or a person who's running for president with all these criminal charges, owes all these money in civil suits, and he's able to raise money from his donors. You can use your campaign money to pay off your bonds, and that's okay. There is no job in America they would let somebody work if they was facing the things that Donald Trump is facing, but he gets to run to be leader of the free world, and it's nothing in place to stop him. Insanity.
Not even just a job. There's some place you can't even get an apartment. Having so let alone a job, even keeping a roof over your head. So yeah, this is really interesting, and I'm definitely going to stay on top of this. I want to know how many people raise money because I believe they're going to chip in. I really do.
Yeah, no, they're definitely going to chip in.
That's their guy. Listen, at this point, Donald Trump is a cult leader. I mean, he's probably been a cult leader for a few years now, but MAG is a cult. And the cult is going to hold their guy down.
Tez, I was going to ask, is it separate or is he actually using his campaign funds, and is that legal? You can use your campaign funds that you're supposed to be using.
His campaign is the people who issued the donation appeal.
But I thought it was a different, one was a GoFundMe, one was a this, that, and the other. So he's using his campaign funds for that?
Well, it's a political action committee, a PAC. And by the way, check out Straight Shot No Chaser on the Black Fed Podcast Network. I broke down PACs, I believe, 2 weeks ago. So this is a PAC that is set up, a political action committee that's set up to help with the funds. So it's not directly coming from the same bucket, but it's the same people.
I got you.
So there's still some conflict of interest there, because
Ted, when you got Trump's campaign asking for the donations, yes, it's the same bucket, same people, same everything. Yes,
I guess it's legal then, huh?
Well, it is again. So kind of it's a fundraising committee, the same people, two different buckets, but it's kind of like if you got the same people in charge doing two different things, you know what I'm saying? Like where's the checks and balances? Where is the inappropriateness? Where's the conflict of interest? Like we saw with the Fonnie Willis case, where it's too close to comfort. You don't know if you're donating to, when you're sending out an email to somebody, that's saying, hey, give me $20.24. You don't know if you're sending it to the campaign. You don't know if you're sending it to the bond. You don't know what, so there's a lot that goes into that, and the waters are too close, too muddy.
Yeah, when you got a fundraising effort led by a joint committee distributing funds to Trump's campaign and a separate political committee covering his legal expenses, it's the same damn thing.
All right. Well, that is front page news. What are we talking next hour, Tess?
Well, President Biden impeachment hearing went down yesterday. There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of shade thrown. I'm going to talk to you about that. And in California, if you're arrested, they used to put your picture on social media, but now it's going to be covered up by a Lego head. So I'm going to tell you about that.
All right. We'll get into that next. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Get it up. This is your time to get it off your chest.
Keep calling.
800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
What up, man? It's Knowledge, man. What y'all been on?
Knowledge, what's
Peace,
poppin',
Knowledge.
brother?
How you doing, King?
I'm all right, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. Finally, y'all got Candace on there. And I like that because everybody don't think the same. And I read her book. She has some good points. You know what I'm saying? She's saying that the black community is accepting her now. I think some people always accepted her, just like we accept black Republicans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, like you just said, everybody has an audience, you know, and everybody has people that don't like them either. So it is what it is.
I always say everything is a conversation, right? There's, you know, we can't get to a resolution if we can't speak to each other.
That's right.
Absolutely. Hey, one more thing, Charlamagne, you on your book rollout, you gonna do the same thing you did on Black Privilege and come to Dallas?
Hell yeah, I'm going everywhere. I'm going everywhere on my book tour. My book comes out May 21st, I think. So, like, starting that week, I'll be everywhere. I'm coming to Dallas. I'm going to Austin. I'll be all over the place.
All right, man. Don't have no private parties, man. Come to the people, man.
I'm doing Barnes. I'm going to be right there in Barnes & Noble.
Well, I'm going to pull up on you for real like I did all the other time.
Where was I at last time in Dallas? I was at 2 book tours in Dallas. I know I went to Barnes & Noble.
You was at Paul Quinn, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll definitely be at Paul Quinn. Salute to Paul Quinn College. I'll definitely be there.
One last thing. Man, I need to talk to your peoples, man. I'm part of this business ERG group with Salesforce, man, and I want you to pull up.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Charlamagne don't know what that means.
I have no idea. I don't know what he means.
No, I can tell. Hello, who's this?
Good morning, Envy. Good morning, Charlamagne. Courtney from Alabama. What's up, man?
Peace, Courtney. What's happening?
Jess, too.
Oh, my bad, Jess. My bad. Good morning, Jess. Sorry.
Good morning. It's okay.
What up, though?
I wanted to get off my chest. I think people need to give Candace Owens a chance. Like I was just telling the other guy, wrong clock is right twice a day, and he actually said pretty interesting stuff on Joe Budden's podcast. So I'm ready to hear what she has to say on Breakfast Club.
There is nobody on this planet that you agree with 100%. Like, nobody. I don't care how much you like them. So I don't know why even people have that mentality. But, you know, social media will have you thinking that everybody is hated. You can't be hated if you got millions of people listening to you all the time like Candace Owens does. So some people hate her, some people like her.
Right. And the girl makes sense. I mean, she makes sense. So I'm ready to hear it.
All right, well, we're going to chop it up with her next hour, so just keep it locked, brother.
Bet.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. It's a new day. This is your time to get it off your chest.
Wake up.
Whether you're mad or blessed.
It's time to get up and get something.
Call up now. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning. This is Trey calling from 97.9 out of Macon, Georgia.
Hey,
and I just want to take a few moments out real quick and acknowledge my precious sister, Miss Jess, on this Women's Month and give her a standing ovation for her altruism she displayed toward Miss Wendy Williams. That was very classy of her to not kick her while she was down, while everybody else was kicking Miss Wendy down. As a matter of fact, after Miss Jess said what she said and exalted Miss Wendy Williams, the brat came on and said that the lady made a pass at her. You don't kick a person down when they're down. You try to pull them up, and I appreciate that in her taking a moment out and not being messy, but being a tremendous woman.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Trey.
Peace and love.
And I do agree, you don't kick people when they down, but it depends what who the person is and what they did to you. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because you might need to keep them down. Because if they get up, they might kill your ass.
Yeah.
Right.
That is factual. That is factual. Hello, who's this?
Good morning, it's Nikki.
Hey, Nikki. Get it off your chest, Nikki.
Good morning, Breakfast Club. Today is my mom's 70th birthday.
Hey.
Her name is Norma. So I just wanted to shout her out. That is my world. You know, she's an amazing mom, grandmother, wife. So, you know, I just wanted to show her some love today.
Happy born day.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Mama.
She's still fine?
First of all.
What?
Yes, she is very fine. Anyone who knows my mom, yes, she's very fine. She got curves and everything.
What's her Facebook?
He asked you like you was going to be like, no. Like, what?
Exactly. Right. Come on now.
What's her Facebook page?
And congratulations, Jess.
Thank you, baby.
You know, she don't have a Facebook page.
She's 70.
She does have Instagram, but she don't have a Facebook.
Oh, she got IG?
Okay. All the 70-year-olds be on Facebook. I ain't know she would have IG. Okay.
Lord.
Yeah, she do.
What's
but
her
thank
IG?
you, y'all. Y'all have a great day.
Oh, you ain't gonna give her
no,
IG?
You're not getting her IG.
No, leave her alone.
No.
Oh, my God.
Right.
Have a good one, Mama.
But thank y'all. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. Now, Jess with the Worldwide Mess.
Yes.
It's coming up. What are we talking about?
Yes, we're expounding, unfolding, and breaking down more of the Quiet on Set documentary.
Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Nothing about UK today?
That's going to be in the third hour. I'm pushing that. It's a lot of juicy news, but y'all, I get 7 minutes per hour to do Jess with the Worldwide Mess. So please bear with me. So I'll be breaking this stuff down over the course of the weeks.
Okay. All right. And that comes up next. So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now, Charlamagne has his podcast festival going down in Atlanta.
I do. It's Saturday, April 27th. Go get your tickets right now at blackeffect.com/podcast festival or eventbrite.com. But today is also National Co-Parenting Day. I am very excited about National Co-Parenting Day. And not next hour, because next hour is Candace Owens. The hour after that, Jess Hilarious' original baby father, Rome will be here to talk about how they co-parent, because they have such an interesting co-parenting situation.
I don't like original because y'all trying to make Chris sound like he's not original. He's original in his own little way.
What you want to see? I don't want to see one. You want to see part two? I don't know.
Not part two. Just Rome and Chris. That's it. They have their names. Ain't no.
Okay, you're right.
Rome and damn OG.
Rome. He doesn't know.
He is the OG.
I like
he's
Rome.
He's the OG of Ash.
I enjoyed Rome's story.
Well, we're going to talk to Rome, not next hour, but the following hour. But right now, let's get to Jess with the Mess. Her news is real.
Yep. News is real. Whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, just don't do no lies.
She don't spare nobody.
Worldwide Jess, Worldwide Mess. She's a culture shift.
All day. What's good?
On The Breakfast Club.
Jess with the Worldwide Mess. Okay, so you might want to run a little bit. All right, so the Nickelodeon documentary recap. So Dan Schneider showed signs of inappropriate behavior early in his career. One of his first shows,
Dan Schneider is the writer or producer?
He is the producer. He's the showrunner, all of this stuff, right?
Gotcha.
All right, Dan, don't ask questions of me.
I got to.
Damn, this is a lot already.
Don't ask questions. Let her talk.
All right.
Thank you. So, one of his first shows, he hired a female writer for having friends he fired a female writer for having friends at her house over the weekend. He was like famous for getting too personal with the people that worked on the set. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He was too in their personal lives. And Amanda Bynes actually wanted to run away. For those who don't know Amanda Bynes, y'all should. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. But she wanted to run away from home because her parents told her that she couldn't date an older boy. But Dan Schneider helped her run away and convinced her to file for emancipation. But the emancipation didn't go through. Now, emancipation is when you can basically get permission from the state to be free to do whatever you want before you're legal, right? And that would exclude him from child laws. So he convinced her to do it. He reportedly convinced a lot of his child actors to get emancipated because it would exempt them from child laws. I'm sorry.
Dealing with their parents.
Absolutely. The doc shares the names of multiple predators on set.
In 2005, there was another case, Izelle Channel, a worker at the Nickelodeon lot in Burbank. He brought a child to the lot, a boy, and was convicted of abusing that child on the lot. He actually had prior convictions as a sex offender, and Nickelodeon didn't catch it. Jason Michael Handy, Brian Peck, and then Izelle Channel. These are 3 predators who worked at Nickelodeon, all in a short amount of time.
Horrible, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian Peck was not a writer. I know I said he was a writer yesterday, but if y'all pay attention to everything I report about this, I originally said that he was a dialogue coach on set. So yeah, I do apologize. One of the child actors, Kyle Sullivan, spoke on a surprising friendship that Brian Peck had. For those who don't know, a quick Google search says John Wayne Gacy, who was an American serial killer and sex offender who raped, tortured, and murdered at least 33 young women. Young men and boys. Yep, in Norwood Park Township near Chicago, Illinois. That was actually his pen pal. He actually was in kind of a little bit of love with this guy.
Everyone went to Brian's house for a barbecue, and his house was a little off. He had a room that was just dedicated to vintage toys and comic books. I noticed a painting in the room that stuck out to me. It was of a birthday clown holding balloons. And Brian got very excited when I asked him about it. He flipped the thing around, and on the back it said, "To Brian, I hope you enjoy the painting. Best wishes, your friend, John Wayne Gacy." It was a self-portrait of serial killer John Wayne Gacy, and Brian actually developed a pen pal relationship with John. He kept, like, this pile of letters and photos from John Wayne Gacy in his nightstand next to his bed.
Very, very weird. Yep. And then Jason Handy was also who the lady also talked about. He was also an employee on the set. He was a production assistant, a PA on the Nickelodeon set. He was along with kids very often. Yep. He was along with kids very often. He was arrested on multiple charges after the police got an anonymous tip about him. And he had built relationships with child actors who had small roles on shows as extras, promising them future roles. And we have audio from him as well.
Law enforcement had been tipped off about Jason Handy's inappropriate behavior towards children. So in 2003, they searched his home. They find this enormous trove of child pornography. Over 10,000 images of children, including 1,768 images of young girls in erotic poses, 238 images of young girls in sexually explicit poses, and 2 images of girls engaged in bondage activity. One of the CDs included 7 video files of minors engaged in sexually explicit conduct.
Lord have mercy.
Yep, they also found his journal, and he admitted to some crazy things. He also wrote about his relationship with a 9-year-old girl who was a guest on the Star show, Cousin Skeeter.
I am a pedophile, full-blown. I really have been giving in to my desire for little girls these past few weeks, and I even struggle on a day-to-day basis of how I can find a victim to rape if I have to.
And these are all people employed by
Nickelodeon.
Dan Schneider.
Oh, Dan Schneider.
Yep, Nickelodeon, but Dan Schneider, he was over top of everybody.
I haven't watched this documentary and don't plan to because I don't want that in my spirit, but I just want to know what happens next. Is this going to lead to charges being brought against these individuals? Have charges already been brought against these people?
Yes, actually, Brian Peck, remember I reported a story about him. He was Drake's predator, Drake Bell's predator that he spoke about, and he only served 16 months in jail. And then he went to work for Disney. They gave him a job at Disney. So, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to know what's going to come out of putting all of this out there. Because if nothing comes of it, then they're just exploiting these kids' trauma for profit.
Well, you see what's happening. It seems like more and more of these kids are coming out and talking about other people that have been sexually assaulting them and doing these type of things, which is what we want because we want to protect these kids and these child actors.
Well, that's what we want if it leads to people actually being arrested and charged.
Yeah, but then a lot of people they have mental illness because their story has never been told. I mean, so I still think that it's, of course they should be compensated if something happens, and then also like these people should be put in jail and all that, but just still to know about this, that's why I'm glad my son don't want to do TV. I would never even let him. I don't even care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stories like this should be told just for both sides of it, This industry is very wicked.
All right. Well, that is Jess with the Mess.
The worldwide mess.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, when we come back, Teslin Figaro will be joining us. We're going to kick it with Tez, and then Candace Owens will be in the building. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out The Breakfast Club.
Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. What up, Tez?
What's going on, DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy.
Good morning.
Now let's jump right into it. Let's talk about Lego heads in California.
Pause.
Yeah, this is really interesting, guys. Make sure you go look this up. I just thought this was a really interesting story. In 2021, the state legislature in California passed laws preventing law enforcement from posting mugshots on their social media accounts, except in certain situations. That's when the department began using emojis to block the faces of suspects seen in arrest photos, but they eventually settled on Lego heads. Take a listen.
The Murrieta Police Department getting a lot of attention lately over these social media posts, not showing the suspects' faces, instead covering them up with Lego heads.
At least 5 years ago, we began publishing a weekly roundup where we put out booking photographs of arrests that we made during the week. Those posts specifically would sometimes get a little off track, focus more on the physical appearances of the suspects that we posted about versus the story and the good work that our officers were doing.
At first, they started using emojis. Even Shrek made an appearance in one post. So why then use Lego heads?
A little fun, get some attention, game the social media algorithms, generate some attraction, likes, follows, stuff like that.
Plus, it's now against the law for law enforcement to post mugshots of suspects in most circumstances. The new law has changed the way Riverside police do things.
We such an unserious country. Did you hear what he said? Basically, they just clout chasing. Literally said they doing it for the gram. Like why? Like we are saying that. I'm telling you, man, we are such an unserious country, man. Everybody and their mama is chasing the algorithm, and it's sad.
It is. Including the police department.
That's insane.
So,
that's sad. Like, why?
Well, their point is that I guess they want people to know, hey, you'll get arrested for this or you get arrested for that. This is the work that we're doing, and so that's just a way. I guess that's how they're doing their outreach. You know, to get people to.
And also, I guess the biggest point that wasn't said in the news report, or at least I missed it, is that the images of suspects involved in non-violent crimes are prohibited from being shared. Because I was like, why would they wouldn't want to share, the faces of murderers and pedophiles and rapists?
It's non-violent.
Non-violent. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. All right.
Like, hey, maybe if you were drunk and maybe you got arrested for it, and want you to know, hey, we'll arrest you, and it's not a game, and kind of use that as a way to promote, awareness on what they're doing and to keep people, engaged. Remember how they used to have? I don't know how many states do it, but they used to, like put out mug shots every week of people to maybe do stupid stuff, and you get a chance to kind of follow. Some people watch that type of stuff, so this is just their way of, awareness, I guess.
And a lot of people are innocent until proven guilty. Yeah. So it's like you might get a mug shot, and you might not have committed the crime.
Yeah, and they said people were focusing on like what people look like, which how social media is. Instead of talking about, hey, this person got arrested for XYZ, and you need to be aware of this, they're talking about, oh, look at his hair, or look at his clothes, or look at it. So they just said, okay, we'll just take this part out and just deal, look at make the issue the focus and not the person.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna ask. I know one time they have an app where you can see where all the pedophiles live in your area. Sometimes you're supposed to.
Yeah.
There's no sign or nothing like they don't make you put a sign in your lawn and like that.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
They do, because I haven't seen. I'm thinking to myself, I've never seen a sign before.
Hell yeah, they
some
do.
states you have to, or you'll go to jail for not, identifying.
Because I haven't seen a sign in a lawn. And
well, that's good.
I mean, I know that's good. Or people are not putting the signs up.
They're not putting the signs up.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Now, but you can definitely go on. You can definitely go online and put in your address and see who is. It's actually quite shocking. I recommend people do it. You'll be surprised. How many people around you may be in that database. Very, very interesting. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's discuss Biden now.
Yeah, so fireworks at the House hearing yesterday for the Biden impeachment inquiry. So if you missed it, I'm going to give you a quick recap on what happened. So Republicans and Democrats called witnesses to support and refute claims that President Biden was involved in his son Hunter Biden's business dealings. Take a listen.
Tonight, a fiery inflection point in the impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. This is Mr. Bobulinski. This is my time.
House Republicans holding a hearing designed to feature Hunter Biden, who had asked to give public testimony, but declined to appear. Instead, the committee heard from a pair of former Hunter Biden business associates who testified, despite President Biden's denials, he was involved in his son's businesses.
He was an active, aware enabler who met with business associates such as myself to further the business.
They say Joe Biden participated in person and on speakerphone in meetings and dinners with Hunter's foreign business partners. Hunter's former business associate, Jason Galanis, testifying from prison.
The vice president said hello, some pleasantries, and then hope you had safe travels, and then said, well, okay, you be good to my boy.
So Democrats said that there was no evidence of a crime. They invited Lev Parnas, an ex-associate of Rudy Giuliani, and he said he was hired to dig up dirt on Biden business ventures in Ukraine. Take a listen to what he had to say.
I found precisely zero evidence of the Biden's corruption in Ukraine.
In an exclusive interview, Parnas accused Republicans of being willing accomplices of the Kremlin.
They're not getting down to the truth. All they're doing is pushing the same Russian narrative and propaganda.
A couple other things. There was a lot of back and forth yesterday during the hearing. Florida Representative Moskowitz called Republicans bluff. He said he will help the Republicans out and make a motion right now to go ahead and impeach. He said, if y'all gonna do it, do it. Let's get it out the way. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Why aren't you guys calling for the vote in your committee? When is it going to happen?
We don't do snap impeachments like you guys. We actually do the facts. We do oversight according to the Constitution.
You're never going to call for it.
You can predict the future? How do you know?
You guys only have 6 more months probably in power, right, until the elections.
Does the Constitution put a time limit on oversight? I didn't read that in the Constitution.
If you believe you can't call for the impeachment now, then what you're admitting is you haven't yet proven that he's committed a high crime and misdemeanor. You haven't proven it yet. Otherwise, you would call for it, I assume.
This is a big nothing burger, y'all. What a waste of time. Everybody, both these campaigns just need to get out there on the campaign trail, roll their sleeves up, and attempt to energize people. Trump's charge is not going to stop him from running, and this Joe Biden fake impeachment probe ain't going to stop him from running either. Everybody need to get to work.
Yeah, interesting you said that, because that's the one last clip I want to play where he said they're never going to do this impeachment. This is all just a big bluff. Play that last one.
And so I just think we should do it today. Let's just call for it. I'll make the motion, Mr. Chairman. I want to help you out. You can second it, right? Like, make the motion to impeach President Biden. Go ahead. It's your turn. You second it. No, nothing. Okay, we got nothing. So I want to, with my last couple minutes, show the American people that they're never going to impeach Joe Biden. It's never going to happen. Because they don't have the evidence. Okay, this is a show. It's all fake. They just want to do these hearings. It's not leading to impeachment. They're lying to their base on Newsmax and Fox, leading these people to believe that they're going to eventually impeach the president. It's not going to happen at all, ever, period.
You had some Republicans say months ago that, they were just looking to do this as get back for the 2 times that Trump was impeached. So it's like, stop wasting the American people's time. Stop wasting the American people's time. Everybody just get out there on the campaign trail. And, both of these individuals, Trump and Biden, need to go out there and try to win this election the old-fashioned way. By shaking hands and kissing babies. Right? Better go out there and energize the people and stop these stunts.
And knocking on doors and getting it done, because as we talked about yesterday, you have a lot of people that are showing up to the polls just to say, I don't want to deal with either one of you. And those are people that you need to be concerned about for sure. There's always going to be more people who sit at home. People say that every day. Oh, people sit at home all the time. What this threat that we're seeing now is that you have people on both sides, Republicans and Democrats, that are getting out of their bed, putting on their clothes, driving down to the poll just to say, I don't want either one of y'all. Now, those are the ones that you really need to be concerned about. And people can say, oh, it's not a big deal. It's just 100,000 people. But 100,000 people can make a 1%, 2% difference, especially in a swing state. So it makes a big difference. We saw that in Michigan in 2016. So, get out there, shake hands, kiss babies, do what you need to do, and pass out checks or do something. Figure out what you're going to do, because this back and forth is just drama and people are over it.
That's where I'm at. I'm part of the exhausted majority. I don't give a damn about either party, Democrat or Republican. And I feel like if you're black in this country, you damn sure shouldn't be beholden to either party. You shouldn't be beholden to Republicans, and you shouldn't be beholden to Democrats, period. I can give a damn
or a politician.
Politicians, period. Like, I'm strictly voting my interest. Nothing more, nothing less.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you, Tiz.
Absolutely.
And make sure you follow at Tesla Figaro on all social media platforms, and subscribe to the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network, hosted by Tesla Figaro.
All right. Now, when we come back, Candace Owens will be joining us. So we're going to kick it with Candace Owens. So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Everybody, it's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Oh, they're not going to like this one.
We have Candace Owens.
Candace Owens.
Welcome.
Hello.
How you feeling?
I feel great.
Where did all of this begin for Candace Owens?
I feel like I have just a very regular story. Like, I was born in New York, raised in Stamford. There was nothing, particularly that stood out in my childhood that made me think that I was going to go into politics. I feel like I landed into politics kind of accidentally. And I say accidentally because I thought I was a liberal my whole life. I thought I was on the left my whole life, and really didn't pay attention to politics in any meaningful way. And then, when Trump was running for office, I didn't want him to be elected. I was like, this, not because I thought he was a racist or a sexist, but just because I thought it was crazy to go from Obama, who had a certain decorum about him, to suddenly this sort of brash New Yorker. But I thought it was weird when all of a sudden the people that liked Trump, everyone thought he was like this iconic symbol of business. He was in rap songs. Trump was a status, flipped on him in 1 second. I didn't buy the narrative that he was in the media for 3-4 decades, and suddenly you wanted me to believe overnight that he was like Adolf Hitler and a racist. So I just didn't trust the media's narrative about him, and so I decided to actually listen to what he said. I still didn't vote for him in 2016. But I wanted to just listen to what he actually said. And then when I saw what he was saying versus how it was being reported, I just found it to be extremely dishonest. So I started researching more, learning more. And then I got kind of angry, like just with the lies, because I do think Black Americans are intentionally manipulated emotionally by the media and, kind of kept dumb but emotional intentionally by the school system. And I started reading up on like Thomas Sowell, Shelby Steele, a bunch of Black scholars I originally had dismissed as Uncle Toms. And, irony now is I get calls from Uncle Tom all the time. So I got what was coming. But yeah, and then I realized that actually I've always been a conservative. I just didn't know it. And economically speaking, of course, the conservative arguments make the most sense.
Does that bother you that people call you an Uncle Tom?
No, not at all. First off, because if they read the book, Uncle Tom was the hero. But also because I get it. How can I fault people for something that I would have engaged in for the majority of my life? I thought the same thing about Black conservatives. Like, I thought it was this betrayal, but I never actually understood it. It was just an emotional response. And I think that kind of is, if you come out of the public school system, I can't imagine how you could be a Black conservative when just the way that they even tell us our own history is just not true,
Do you think that that's true with most people though? Like, when you think of a Trump or just anybody, you're fine with them, but then you learn like their politics, or you learn what they believe spiritually, and then you're like, you're turned off from it.
Yeah, and I don't even think it's necessarily the politics. I really do think the media plays the biggest part in it, because Trump, as far as I know, Trump's been, maybe he used to be a Democrat, but he's been a Republican and a conservative for a long time. I mean, we know he had to have been a conservative in terms of economics. He's wealthy, so you'd be hard pressed to find someone that's wealthy and advocating for Marxist beliefs. But yeah, I just feel like it's more about the media wants power. The media has a vested interest in things politically, and they like to make us think that we're having this open conversation and we're learning the truth about people. But these are just hatchet smear jobs, libeling people, and I think deluding a ton of people to turn against their own best interest.
Now, you said something earlier. You said that you wanted to listen to what Trump had to say. You said in 2016 you still didn't vote for him. So looking at the country now, right? Of course, there's Trump, there's Biden. Who do you think is better for our community?
Obviously. Well, first and foremost, just for everybody, you should have a president that's, not mentally deteriorating like Biden is. I mean, he's in full mental deterioration. It's crazy to pretend anything else that's happening right now. It's scary first and foremost because we have real enemies out there, and you have a person that can't lead. He can't remember what he ate for breakfast. He's saying things. And the amount of times that he keeps talking about his dead son as if he's alive, it's very alarming. And I don't say that with any ill will in my heart either, because he's showing signs of when my grandfather, who passed a couple of years ago, his mind started diminishing, and you start to see those early signs of dementia. The way he walks, his gait, the way that he's falling, that this is crazy. Everyone should be outraged, whether you're on the left or the right. But in terms of the better candidate for Black Americans, I asked people the question, how were you living under Trump, the person that they told you was going to put us back into chains and we were all going to be slaves again? How was the economy under Trump, and how are you doing today? And every time you ask that question, everyone knows that they were living better under Trump, because he was deregulating the environment, and people were just living better under Trump. And he is, in my opinion, a better president because at least he's telling you the truth, and he's telling you what he actually thinks. One of the things that I hated the most about him when he first came on the escalator, I was like, oh, he's way too brash. Obama sounds way more polite. But I asked the question, do you want to be politely lied to, or have somebody that's at least telling you what they think about you in no uncertain terms? So, I like Trump for a ton of reasons. And for me, it was always about the economic argument. And I knew that he was going to be a better candidate for Black Americans because of that, especially build the wall sounded so wild, right? Back in 2016, it sounded wild. It sounded xenophobic. And I was saying, if these illegals get into the inner city communities, the first people that are going to be harmed are going to be Black Americans.
People actually were mad at you, right? When you got into the conversation with T.I. at the Revolt Music Conference, right? And you were saying that, and people didn't understand it, but it seems like people are understanding what you were trying to say back then.
Yeah, and I am so happy to have those moments because, I think T.I. is a trash person. I'll say that 1,000 times over because first and foremost, I had spoken to T.I. prior to that event. T.I. was the only person on stage that I actually knew. And for the same reasons that I met you. Kanye had put us in touch. We had talked, and I know that T.I. thinks more conservatively. So he was literally putting on a show. And it just makes me wonder, especially with all the stuff that came out in the Diddy lawsuit, who's controlling T.I.? Because that was wild. He was literally putting on a show he didn't know me on stage. He was surprised I was saying the stuff. He was way more level-headed and rational when we were on the phone. And I still look back on that moment. I'm like, what was he doing? It was like a circus act up there. And he was doing something that I thought was harmful because we were actually having a great discussion. And yet he created a little moment, and that was all the media ran with, despite the fact we were on that stage for hours. They ran with that moment, and I was really upset about it. But you're right. I was talking a lot about illegal immigration and saying this is something that we need to pay attention to because eventually the Black vote's not going to matter. Something that they worked so hard for is not going to matter. They get enough illegals in. What are we at? 10 million under Biden. and they're doing it intentionally. Like, it's going to be the same thing that they did to Black Americans in the 60s, what Lyndon Baines Johnson did when he established welfarism and the Great Society Act. They want to get these people in, offer them handouts, and turn them into economic slaves that will continue to vote for Democrats because they're getting free handouts. And it's incredibly racist, first and foremost, but because Black Americans are still, a lot of Black Americans, I should say, are still living under this deception that Lyndon Baines Johnson was a good president, even though he was an avowed racist. I mean, he hated Black people. I mean, so many times. I mean, hard R referring to us as the N-word. I'll have those N-words voting Democrat for the next 200 years. And this man is being hailed as a hero because he had to sign the Civil Rights Act, essentially with a figurative gun to his head because the country was on fire. You know, JFK had just died, and there were riots in the streets protesting because of racism, and he did not want to sign it, but he did. And with the other hand, he signed the Great Society Act and incentivized welfarism and, you know, programs to incentivize not marrying Black men. You know, to think that we had government agents knocking on the door, going into the homes of Black women and being like, there better not be a man that lives here. We're just here to check to make sure. If you want this check, Dad can't be home. Every other ill that Black America is facing today is because we've removed fathers from the home. So I'm like a big, you know, I use my platform to talk about men a lot and the need for male leadership, everything that is so harmful, this, you know, Me Too, false feminism, all of this crap. It's anti-man, and it's anti-man for a reason, because a society cannot survive without strong men. A household cannot survive without strong men. We need strong men to lead homes. And so the fracturing of the Black family, I think, was the test. Like, you know, like we were the mice in the experiment. Like, let's see how that goes. And now they're kind of doing that writ large. And I hate feminism so much. I can't even tell you, because what it's about is it's just an attack on men.
All right, we got more with Candace Owens when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Candace Owens. Charlamagne?
You said no government anywhere has a right to commit a genocide, ever. There is no justification for genocide.
Yeah, that is going to age so well. Genocide is always wrong. It is, guys. It is always wrong. And doesn't matter at any point in human history. Any person that is advocating for genocide is always in the wrong. And when I wrote that tweet, I was referring to Brian Mast, who was a congressman. He got up and he literally said in Congress that there's no such thing as an innocent Palestinian. And I was like, that is genocidal. Right? As soon as you say an entire group of people are all evil, you are now laying the groundwork to justify a genocide. And that, to me, was wild. So I spoke up against it.
Now, with the politicians, right? How were people better under Trump, though? Like what are some things that you can point to?
Well, I mean, like I said, common sense. Everybody was living better under Trump. But just in terms of the environment for people that were entrepreneurial, definitively, one of the first things he did was he started slashing regulations. Like, you know, slashing these barriers that prevent people who want to go into business from starting a business, because they learned that there's all of these government agencies that are, you got to get this in place, you got to get this in place, you have to get, you know, this license. That's government agencies that are actually standing between you and starting a company. And so on his very first day, he was just like cutting regulations left and right, saying throw this one out, throw this one out, throw this one out, which freed up the markets. At the end of the day, what I am is I'm a free market capitalist. Free the markets, allow people to compete fairly, stop allowing the government to stop people or, you know, de-incentivize them from creating new jobs. I'll give you an example. A cousin of mine wanted to start a food truck. Great, awesome, would love for you to do that. And he looked into like how many certifications and barriers there were before he could actually start the food truck. That is the government growing powerful. Essentially, you have to have money or you have to know somebody to play the game for you to be able to start from nothing and make something of yourself. Economic mobility is really what it's about. So, I mean, that was one of the things that I loved the most about Trump, is that he was very sensible. He has a very good business head. He understands the business environment, and every person should want to, you know, should be aspiring not to work for a bunch of people that don't have your best interests, but to
I
be
agree
able
with that, but so many of his businesses have failed, though.
Yeah, but even failing is a part of the things that I've tried to do have failed, right? And I don't ever let that be a barrier. Like, I think that there's always this psychological mindset of people that are fearful to fail. That's the best way for things to happen, because you learn so much in failure. And people always want to point to and mock somebody for failing. Like, oh, she tried to do this and then she failed. Well, at least she tried, right? What are you doing?
And everybody has losses.
And you learn from them. You grow from those losses, you know? And that's another, that's the thing that really bothers me too, is like that psychological conditioning of like, well, what's the point in trying because you might fail? It's like, no, you should try and you might fail. And then you'll learn, and the next time you try, you might make something of yourself.
I want to go back to something you said earlier, because I know a lot of people will hear you say, well, Candace, you're speaking a lot about, the black family, but then you married a white man.
For me personally, I never thought of my husband as a race. This is very interesting to me that see people go, she's married to a white man. When I look at my kids, I'm not like, oh, my kids are mixed. I married the person that it made the most sense for me to marry. I have a mind that is just, if you even knew half the things that I'm thinking about, the stuff that I'm reading, just go all the time. It's difficult for me to find. It was difficult for me to find a partner that was a challenge to me. The challenge that I needed, whether you want to say like an academic challenge, whatever it is, with my same interests. It just was. What you will know, a lot of times people think that when people come together, it's because of how they look. Actually, I read this in a Thomas Sowell book, or maybe it was a Shelby Steele book. People tend to marry their IQ, which is interesting. You think like if you see two black people together, it's because they are two black people, but actually they are probably better matched based on their IQ. I fell in love with my husband just because I think he is one of the most brilliant people ever. I love him very much. The stuff that we talk about, I'm like, there is no other person that I could have married. We have 3 beautiful children who are growing up in an environment that I am just so happy that I was able to, what every parent wants, to give your children better than you had, and that's all I can say. I'm just the luckiest person in the entire world.
Have you ever dated black men before?
Yeah. I dated black men, which is another thing that I always find really funny because the media tries to portray me as someone who only liked white guys. Actually, if you want to be honest, I started off on a really strong Asian kick in my life.
Oh my gosh.
I thought I was going to marry an Asian man.
What's fine?
I did. My first boyfriend was Japanese. My second boyfriend was Korean. I just really loved Asian men. It was weird.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was in Stamford, Connecticut. There was an Asian population in Stamford, Connecticut.
Well, I mean, there's Asian population everywhere.
I don't know. So was there a higher one in Stamford, Connecticut?
No, I think I just pursued Asian men. I don't know. I just liked Asian guys.
Yeah. Candace Owens fetishizes Asian men.
Oh my gosh! Stop painting the headlines so they can grab it. What is wrong with you?
Now you accused T.I. of performing earlier, but you got a platform too. So do you find yourself performing at times?
I'm genuine. So there's never going to be a person that comes onto my show or a person that I've talked to that is going to be like, Candace then flipped up, when the cameras were on and started saying things that she didn't say to me privately. That's what I mean about a performance. Why did you do that? You and I had spoken on the phone multiple times. I know what you think. I know that you veer conservative. So what was that? Actually, what was that? No, for me, I actually say what I believe. I actually believe the things that I'm saying. And people just find that to be incredulous. How could a black person not be a Democrat? How could she not honor Lyndon Baines Johnson's dream to have, those N-words voting Democrat for the next 200 years? Because I learned my history properly after I left school, because now I see that the people that I thought were my saviors are actually avowed racists, and what they really wanted to do was just to recreate the slave plantation. And when I see people like T.I., it gets me angry. It does. People should be angry. People should now be questioning, full stop, especially after the Diddy lawsuit, like what's real and what's not. Who's being blackmailed? Who maybe, is being controlled by certain people. What do you mean, what's up? You guys have definitely covered it, right?
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Absolutely.
It suggests that he was the Jeffrey Epstein of Hollywood, that there's a blackmail ring, that people are being given drugs, they're doing things while they're drugged, and then those people are controlled, right? Because if you're a rapper and your brand is hardcore and I have a video of you kissing a guy, and I'm like, I'll release it unless you say or do or take this position, that's a blackmail ring, right? So
T.I. wasn't in there, though.
No, he wasn't. I'm just saying that the Diddy lawsuit kind of led me to ask some larger questions about, because I have been feeling like in my heart that something weird's going on with black media. I'm like, what is this trash that we're trying to sell as good music? This isn't black culture. I hate that black people even call it black culture, because that's like, no. Vultures came in and took black culture, turned it into something else. Like I said, I've said it many times, I grew up listening to Lauryn Hill. Stop trying to tell me this is black culture. Like, I grew up in my grandfather's house listening to The Temptations. Stop trying to tell me this is black culture. It's not. This is
black
rotten.
people aren't monolithic. I mean, you're like, even you're an example of that.
No, I'm not saying we're a monolith. I'm just saying that black people create magic when they want to, okay? There's no singer that is better than a black singer. If you want to go tit for tat, give me the best, white singer versus the best black singer. Like, we have unbelievable talent, right? So if you're going to tell me that what we are now making mainstream is the filth that I hear today, I'm going to start asking questions about who's condoning this.
All right, well, don't move. We got more with Candace Owens when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. We are The Breakfast Club. Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We're still kicking it with Candace Owens. Charlamagne?
Now, why do you believe that Hollywood was created by the CIA?
Well, before we say Hollywood was created by the CIA, I guess I should clarify because, first off, you guys do know the Pentagon has a budget for film. Like, there's a whole department in the Pentagon.
Know that.
That's a fact. There you go. That's all you need to know. There's an entire department in the Pentagon. They get involved with films, and they get involved with films for the purpose of propaganda. They always have.
What movies have
I
they
should have
produced?
said Pentagon instead of CIA. Tons of them. I should show you the list. You should pull it up. It's wild. Yeah, Pentagon Department for Hollywood. Tons of them.
So I have to
Even
report
Transformers. Even Transformers. Like, because they're concerned about certain narratives. They get involved with, like, World War films. Like, how are we telling a story about history? Usually it's because we're lying about what we did or trying not to make Americans aware of the crimes against humanity that we commit overseas,
Yeah, the Pentagon just funded some films. Black Hawk Down, Red Dawn, GoldenEye.
The more you know. So now you understand your experience in theaters is what your government wants you to think. They want you to think that this is how things happen, and it's usually not at all how things have actually happened.
6 of the best movies made with help from the Department of Defense. This is military.
Yeah. I shouldn't have said CIA. I should have just said the government. But
Top Gun.
Yeah.
Red Dawn, Apollo 13.
Mm-hmm. It's all about
Iron Man. Oh my God!
I didn't know that was on the list.
Now he upset. Now he upset.
What? Iron Man? Nah, that's her limit right there. She was like, you know what? Now it's crazy.
What is the point of that? Just control?
Yeah, propaganda. It's crazy. You grow up in school and you think propaganda belongs to the East or something. Propaganda is the name of the game of our government. They, again, never want you to look into the crimes that they are committing, so they're constantly trying to sell themselves as the good guys. They did the most. They rescued and saved the world. They've never done anything bad overseas. If you are living and you believe that the American government hasn't committed crimes against humanity, you had to wake up from the propaganda. You just got to. You got to learn real history, not what was taught to you in a textbook. That's all just propaganda. We've done horrific things.
You mentioned Kanye put you on the phone with T.I. and some other people. What's your relationship with Kanye? Because I know one time y'all were going to do a business with each other, and then that just fizzled out.
Yeah, I was under so much pressure. It was actually insane to say horrific things about Kanye when all that stuff started going down. Was it 2 years ago now? And the truth is my relationship with Kanye began long before I ever even met Kanye. I really do credit creation of like my spirit and my character with listening to his music and having the courage to step out of the bounds of what people say that you are allowed to be. Like his song Power, I played that so many times when I got into politics, just realizing that I was going to take a lot of bullets. People were going to say a lot of things about me, but really the power is within me to just not care. That is why I think that a lot of people don't understand like what Kanye means, I think, to the black community. And that's why the media couldn't take him down, because the media didn't create Kanye. That's the truth. They didn't create him. And so I will forever defend what Kanye has meant to so many people who grew up on his music and listen to his music, like just knowing that you have it within yourself and you have the power within yourself to be something. He's obviously still creating music, still loved very much. Do I agree with everything that Kanye does? No. I don't even think Kanye agrees with all the stuff that Kanye does.
He performs a lot.
Yeah.
He performs a lot. He throws you under the bus when he needs to, though. Like,
me?
Yeah, it feels like that. Me? It just feels like he's quick to distance himself from you at certain points.
I think that a lot of the way what do you mean by that, I guess?
I think about one moment in particular when everybody got mad at him. It was, I don't know if it was you, it's something you designed. It was the Blexit shirts or something, and you said he designed them, and he was like, no, I didn't.
Yeah, so I think that actually time has been good with that situation, because I couldn't say a lot and people thought that I was like lying. Like, Candace lied. First off, I never said that Kanye designed the t-shirts ever. I said that he designed the logo, and Kanye did design the logo. He had helped us, I have photos of it. But at that time, Kanye was going through a lot personally. And I just didn't think, I just decided that I was just going to be the bigger person. I could have clarified it in the media, but I just allowed everyone to call me a liar because, like I said, I'm like a fiercely loyal person. And because I knew of a lot of stuff that was going on personally with him, I just didn't want to add to the avalanche, of people criticizing him. But again, I never had said that Kanye designed the t-shirts, but he did help us with the logo.
What is Candace Owens' definition of black excellence?
That's a very good question. I think black excellence would just be excellence, period. Because I always try to say the reason why we should remove ourselves from saying white excellence, black excellence, is because I've realized that there's been a power in people trying to segregate our minds in that way. Excellence to me, I think, is independence. I think it starts with independence of thought, right? Actually challenging yourself and challenging your beliefs and constantly re-examining them, not thinking that you have it figured out. But I think that once we achieve higher education levels, and I'm talking about black people in mathematics, black literacy rate jumping to what it should be, which should be 100%, if we're being honest, if you're sending somebody through the public education system, then we will start to see necessarily Black people achieving more in our society. So I just personally think that we should be focusing on the Black literacy rates, full stop, and also creating our own companies, you know what I mean? And not having our voices controlled.
We have a few questions for you, just a few, just to.
Where are the questions coming from?
These are Black quiz questions.
Oh, cool.
Came with our own questions.
Oh, okay.
She's like, where are these questions coming from,
Okay.
sir?
So
I'm like, are we on Twitter? Where are we at?
So where did MLK deliver his famous "I Have a Dream" speech?
Oh, in Washington, D.C.?
Yes. Ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
Okay. How many fights did Will Smith get into before his mom got scared?
Ooh, good question.
Candace, come on.
Hold on.
She gonna sing
In
it.
West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spend most of my days.
Okay.
Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool and all, shooting some b-ball outside the school. When a couple of guys, they were up to no good, started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight.
Y'all didn't think she knew that one. Y'all didn't think she knew that one.
It was just one.
Okay, y'all didn't think she knew that one.
And it was a little one. Yeah.
No, you can't sing the whole song. They'd be like, it was a little one.
But that's how you would do it if you was in
It was
school.
a little scuffle.
Right.
His mom got scared.
Yeah.
His mom was overreacting.
Yeah.
His mom was overreacting.
Okay, which of the following is Maya Angelou's first body of work?
Which of the following?
Well, you can. I'll let you guess. I wasn't gonna give you multiple.
Well, which of the following means you got to give us some
I'll give you
examples.
Still I Rise.
No.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I know why the cage bird sings.
Is that their first one? That was a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite. I was just giving you my favorite one. And Still I Rise is my favorite Maya Angelou poem.
Okay. Finish this lyric. Temporary layoffs, good times, easy credit rip-offs, good time, scratching and surviving, good times.
You know what? That's before my time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah, that is before my time. That's a little bit right
Jess
before.
is only 32.
Yeah, I know, but were you watching that?
I was.
You were? I never watched it. I feel like I watched every other show
except
Good Times. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but Good Times would have been the 80s. Yeah.
It was the 80s.
Yeah, I was born in 92, but I watched it with my grandmother
I
who
did not
watched
watch
me all the
it,
time.
so I watched almost all of the other ones, but not that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you 2 for 2. Candace.
I knew it was Good Times, but I didn't know the.
Got you.
This is an easy one. Who's the first Black woman to serve as a U.S. Supreme Court justice?
The first Black woman to serve as a Supreme Court justice. Black woman. Is it now? Just now?
Yes.
It's her. She literally just got in there, and I cannot.
Okay,
Can you just
so
give me
you
a
know-
first letter? See? Look at you.
No,
See?
I know it. I was just
Her
about
name,
to
her name is a little tricky.
I was about to tell you.
Her name is a little tricky.
No, it's Ketanji Brown Jackson. but I was about to tell you Cardi B's real name.
Yeah, that's right. I said, give me the first letter. Kentucky Brown. Yeah. Kentucky.
Okay.
Wait, how do you actually say that though? Kentucky.
Ketanji. I think it's
Kentucky. She has a tricky first name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finish this response. God is good.
God is good. Amen.
No, Candace. No.
I thought you were going to say God is great. Thank you for the
God is
48.
great.
No.
God, all right,
Y'all not gonna give me the answers?
I'm gonna do you, Charlamagne.
Yes.
Charlamagne, God is good.
All the time.
And all the time?
God is good.
That's right.
Where's that from?
Jesus Christ, Candace.
It's church. God is good
Where
all the
actually,
time.
but why do you say all the time back?
That's
Where's
black,
that from?
Black church. God is good all the
Black
time.
church.
Oh.
Everybody said it.
No, I
Okay.
definitely
Did you go to
didn't get
black
that
churches?
one. No, I guess I didn't go to enough black churches growing up.
Okay.
Candace, what's the correct amount of raisins to add to a potato salad?
0.
Okay.
Absolutely 0.
All right.
It's actually offensive. That was almost a racist question. That is the wildest thing I've ever seen.
You know she got a little Caribbean in her.
Like, you just don't put raisins in the salad.
Well, Candace, it was a pleasure.
Yes.
It was. I learned
I
so
believe
much.
in conversation over confrontation.
Thank you, guys.
I think that nowadays people just be wanting to talk to people just to
Get 'em.
have a moment and be angry. And,
Yeah.
and it's like, have a conversation with a person, let a person put their ideas out there, and let people decide how they feel about setting it.
Yeah.
Right. And the biggest thing that I want to say is, like, please stop putting raisins in potato salad.
That's all you got. That's all you want to say. That's it. Ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
I'm kidding. Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate this. And I'll come back anytime.
All right. Well, it's Candace Owens, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Execution on the donkey of the day is something to behold. Is it a read?
He gave me donkey of the day, and I deserve it.
People need to know.
Well, you need to tell them.
I am.
Because you have the voice. Tell them.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
It's a read, but you're so good at
You
it.
trying to be a fake ass Charlamagne. There's only one Charlamagne to God.
Damn, Charlamagne, who you giving donkey of the day to now?
Well, Donkey today for Thursday, March 21st, goes to an elementary school named Conemaugh Township. Conemaugh Township is in Somerset County, Pennsylvania, and they recently had to apologize for an assignment brought home by a 5th grade student last week. Would you like to hear what that assignment was? Let's go to ABC 7 News for the report, please.
Conemaugh Township parents Kenneth and Sharon Poole tell us their daughter brought home an assignment last week instructing students to pretend to be a white master looking to buy a slave.
What? So we got an assignment in our daughter's schoolwork folder. Basically, it was like a colored in worksheet that indicated that it was titled Auctions, Winnings to the Highest Bidder. And it was an assignment wherein the 5th graders were supposed to portray slave masters and identify, what qualifications they wanted in their slaves.
The Pools say the assignment asked the students to draw and describe the living quarters, as well as various scenarios that would occur on a plantation. They say their daughter lost points when she wrote she would treat the slaves nicely. In a statement to 6 News, the superintendent of Conemaugh Township Elementary School says the assignment was intended to help students to comprehend slavery, but a different approach should have been taken. The couple says they're relieved to hear the assignment has been pulled from the class, and they hope that other schools can learn from this. Reporting Somerset County, Bailey Wojcik, 6 News.
Let the record show that the Pools are white, and it warms my cold heart to see that they were disgusted about this. I mean, listen, the notion that all white people are racist is asinine, but every now and then we have to be reminded that all white people aren't created equal, okay? But that reminder goes out the window when you think to yourself, there was a 5th grade teacher out there who thought to themselves that it was okay to have an assignment where the 5th graders were supposed to portray slave masters and identify what qualifications they wanted in their slave. Also, how many kids completed this assignment? How many parents sat at home with their kids, and when their kids said, Mommy, Daddy, what qualifications should I want in a slave? The parents helped them with it.
Jesus.
Can you imagine? Let's not get it twisted, though. Many of the enslaved were skilled laborers, and those skills were a vital part of the American economy. You have to think a lot of them arrived here with a wide range of traditional African crafts. So you had some that did weaving, wood carving, pottery making. You had some of the enslaved that were skilled in rice cultivation. They had, many a skill. But the fact that a little 5th grader potentially could be sitting around a table discussing with his parents the qualifications they are looking for in a slave in 2024. Jesus. Now, what should bother us even more is that the Pools said they contacted the teacher and principal, but they said that the school officials were initially unwilling to even remove the assignment or apologize. In fact, in a statement to 6 News, the superintendent of Conemaugh Township School District says the assignment was intended to help students to comprehend slavery, but a different approach should have been taken. Yeah, how about the approach to freedom, the approach to emancipation? There would never be an assignment in a school where someone said, hey, we wanted to help students comprehend the Holocaust, so we decided to do an assignment that taught students how to be Nazis. Wouldn't happen. Wouldn't be tolerated. Teachers, superintendent, principal, janitors, all the pencil sharpeners in the classroom would be gone if that happened. Not to mention, we in an era where these kids might grow up and be canceled for an assignment they participated in when they was 10. And these kids don't know no better, okay? And the adults clearly don't know any better, okay? So you're just simply teaching white supremacy and why. This is why the whole notion of waiting for racists to die isn't going to work. Because I read a quote once, and that quote is real. It said, white supremacy is not a shark. It is the water. Please give Conemaugh Township in Somerset, Pennsylvania, the biggest hee-haw. Now, today is National Co-Parenting Day.
It is.
And, Jess Hilarious' baby father, Rome.
That's right.
Him and Jess have one of the best co-parenting situations I've ever seen.
But it took a while to get there.
It took a while for them to get there.
Right.
It took a while for them to get there. And so when we come back, they will be here.
That's right.
To discuss how they co-parent.
How it started, how they got to a place where they can co-parent in the best way, and we'll ask them a bunch of questions.
That's right.
We'll do that when we come back, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Because today is National Co-Parenting Day.
Yes.
So we had to bring in a man who I feel like him and Jess have one of the best co-parenting relationships I've ever seen.
That's right.
Rome is here.
Rome is here.
What's up, Rome?
I got him shoveled already, Rome, close to you.
Wow, what happened?
Just say, I want to know who gave Rome some liquor this morning. And I was like, I ain't give it to him. I just told him where the bar was. And
you said, help yourself.
Help yourself.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you said it was apple juice. And so I was about to take a sip, and I was like,
No, it was not. You already knew it wasn't apple juice. I just ain't think you was going to pick the cup up.
Okay.
You and Jess have the best co-parenting situation I've ever witnessed. How did y'all get to this point, bro?
And she thinks she's my mother first and foremost.
Oh my God.
But it took time. I felt like when you take the feelings out of it, and you realize that the child is the most important part of the relationship, because it's still a relationship whether y'all intimate or not. You can do magical things. Magical things. And I think that me being the dad that I was and that I am still today, I wanted that. I felt like if we wasn't going to be together, there was no need for us to beef. We've created over time, whereas now she's my best friend, she's my safe space. I feel like, I can vent to her, because sometimes, all the time, I need it. But I feel like when I was pouring into these other women, they would use it against me. Whereas though now that she's pregnant, I don't really call her and say certain things, because I know she's going through certain things mentally now. So Jess has always been my safe space, though. So it's like she's always been the person that I go to, I call, give me advice. Some advice I don't take, but just to hear, her give it to me, just to know that she care. Because like, man, I don't really have nobody.
How did y'all meet? How did you meet Jess, and how did y'all start dating back then? Like, where did you see it? When was like, oh, this is somebody I want to holler at?
It's crazy because we grew up in the
same. He's starting to smile. He going back.
Because when my mom was alive, my mom died when I was 10. When my mom was alive, we went to the same church. My mom died. My father really took me away from everybody. So now it's like, fast forward, I'm like 17. It's Facebook, and she came across my timeline, and I was like, oh, okay. So I did a ... and I put a basketball emoji.
Well, you thought she was a WNBA player?
No.
No, shut up, man.
Little junior varsity.
No.
He playing with you, look at it.
No, she bid on it too.
Okay.
I think I was like, I'm just coming to get my ball, coming to get what's mine, something like that.
What the is this? And you was
Why
like,
the basketball room? I need to know.
I seen it somewhere.
What, loving basketball?
No, I seen somebody do that. Like, I don't know where I seen it. You gotta understand this.
Put a basketball in the messages.
This is 11 years, 12 years ago. So I'm like, I don't know. I did it because I thought it was corny, but I thought it was,
But it worked.
It got our attention.
What do you think, Jess, when you saw the basketball?
I said, what the is this?
Okay.
I just typed that back, and he
I
was
got our
like,
attention.
he said, it was my ball. It's my ball, and I'm coming to get it, or something like that. I'm coming to get what's mine. And I was like, oh, okay, what's up? I already knew what that was given, what it was.
It worked.
You want to bounce it?
Okay, what's up?
But it worked.
It worked.
It worked. So y'all started talking. And where was your first date? What was your first, when you started first talking?
To
what was your
honest? Man, Jessica did a lot. I'm gonna say this: before a lot of these young guys became Jody, I was Jody. And our first date, big date, I'm gonna say it was Six Flags.
Okay.
Six
doing
Flags.
It, all right. Not doing it big.
But before that, we did a lot of other things. But after that, we did a lot. Like, she introduced me to a lot. Actually, we both was the same age, but she helped make me becoming a man.
Yeah.
Becoming a man. And then, then boom.
Now, Jess always says that you were overprotective, make sure she was good.
Correct.
But then she always said you can't fight.
Oh my God.
No, she never seen me fight.
Oh.
I never had to.
Wrong. We fought. I got that from.
She did say that.
Of course, I'm not gonna fight her, bro. Oh, it's crazy because I just got a picture from the window you busted mine.
She busted your windows out your car?
Man, no, one window with our fists.
Yeah,
what? What happened?
Oh, you can't beat her then. If she could break a window from a fist out, man, I wouldn't even try to fight that.
What happened, Rome? Like, Rome had to take a sip thinking about that. That's triggering him. What happened? What happened?
You want to know real story?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, God.
All right, like Jessica pull up. Mind you, we ain't together. Jessica pulls up. I had a girl in the house, so my brother come to the top of the steps like, Rome, Jess at the door. I'm like, all right, here I come. The nigga don't even wait for me to come.
He let her in.
He let her in.
Oh boy.
Mind you, I walked right past him and his friends with the girl. Jessica get in. Come down the steps.
But what did I see when I walked down the steps, Jerome?
You didn't see. So initially tries to facade this story. At Ashton, I had a portable rocking bassinet where I could put it in the trunk, send it to her, bring it back. Ashton was in a portable rocking joint. Me and the girl was on the bed. I had on basketball shorts. She had on her uniform pants.
No.
She gonna sit. She's been saying this
uniform
forever.
Pants. Was she in the military?
She was a CO.
She was
a CO.
This is correctional
Was she in the military?
No,
great.
she's a correctional officer.
Okay.
So she's sitting, she facing me, but her legs is like, you know how that go. Jessica come down and say she gonna say, oh, we was naked. We was not naked. If we was naked,
pants,
I'd have been
shorts,
going. It'd have been happening. I don't get naked and
was she topless?
And sit up. No, she had a shirt on.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. She's never gonna tell the truth.
Sweetie.
Anyway, she banged the girl.
You beat up the girl?
No, she didn't beat her up. She
I
banged
just like popped her.
her. And I picked her up and walked up the stairs and threw her outside.
Rome, you could never lift me. No, you never. No.
Y'all see what I'm saying?
No.
She never wants to. She never wants to admit the truth.
So hold on, the CEO couldn't fight?
No, I ain't know.
I don't know if she could fight or not, but I hit her one time, and then she got up, and then she put on her uniform and went and left, went upstairs, and she left.
The truth is not. I promise you, I wish it was iPhones and cameras.
You started fighting. No.
I didn't fight you.
And then my son was not in no portable nothing. He was on the floor on a blanket, and the cat was looking at him like he wanted to eat him. Yes, it was.
What the hell is going on? Check this out. My basement has cement under the carpet, so I would never I wouldn't even lay on the floor.
Y'all been arguing about this for 11 years.
Yes, because
she never wanted to tell the truth. She was drunk out of her mind, and I'm trying to figure out why her
homegirl even let her
just
getting off of work. Just getting off of work because I had a job you didn't.
You was a goddamn lie. You did not just get off work. You was fired at that time. So please.
No, I got fired right after that. I was working at McDonald's. That's when I was stealing out the register overnight.
This is so much ghetto love. I love it.
And then if I was drinking, I was drinking on the job, but I was at work. So, and then I came to get my son. And
no, you did not come get your son because it was my weekend.
So what I was just
come till Monday from daycare. Why was you coming? No, you was coming to be nosy.
I didn't have to come to be nosy.
She had a passenger with her. If you coming to get your son,
Nicole,
to do.
Yep.
I don't like Nicole either because she should have told your ass go home.
What?
11 years, you still don't like
11 years old, man. That's my job.
So how did you punch the window? How did you break the window?
Man, she that shit off with her hand.
So you walked out, seen this car, and punched the window?
I threw her ass out. I shut the door.
Jerome, you're not that strong. You was not that strong. Like you did not throw me nowhere.
I had you, and there was steps.
You Jazzy Jeff though.
Yeah, that right there.
He could never ever, even right now, could not do that.
So why you hit the window though? Why you hit the car?
Because she knew that
I was just really mad because he wouldn't give me my son.
She's a liar.
He wouldn't give me my son. You called the police on me. Going to try to say your stepmother.
I didn't call the police.
You called the police.
I never called the police.
No,
yes, I didn't call the police. I don't know how the police.
Listen,
you went to jail.
I went to jail that night.
Pause. Listen, hold. I need everybody to hear this. I need everybody to hear this. Where I'm from, the jail is right there.
Right around the corner.
You can walk. It's 2 minutes.
So they heard the commotion.
They walked to us.
I don't know how they came.
He called the police on me, and then when the police came, I just sat in my car. I was mad. I was like, no, I can't move here to get my son. Nicole did tell me, yo, come on, let's pull off. He's not giving you the baby. I was like, all right, cool. But I was mad, so I didn't pull off. The police paddy wagon pulled up and got out. And you was like, she right there. And she ain't even pulled off yet.
Bro. You was the eyewitness.
They walked up.
How did I try to get you locked up when I'm the same one called try to bail you out with no money?
I don't know why you ever thought you could bail somebody out with no money.
Like, I ain't sleep that night.
You trying to get out.
You put her in jail to try to bail out?
Listen, check this out. You ever went to a woman phone?
Of course.
Could you eat after that?
Yes.
You could? Well, I couldn't. I'm comparing that to when she went to jail, I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. You know, and
you was sick. I
was sick.
Yeah.
I didn't want her in jail. Why the I call the police?
Yeah.
All right, we got more with Rome. If you don't know who Rome is, of course, that's Jess Hilarious's baby daddy. And today is National Co-Parenting Day, and we're having a conversation with Rome, so don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Rome. That is Jess's baby daddy. Today is National Co-Parenting Day, and they are excellent co-parenters, and we're having a great conversation. Charlamagne?
So now, when you hear this story, and you say to yourself, why are they there on National Co-Parent Day? Because they are like the best of friends now. Absolutely. They call each other. Jess calls you her brother. How do you feel about that?
How did y'all get there?
Do you look at her like your sister? Because you said mama.
I was gonna say what you said. You created that.
She like my mother. Like when we out of town and she like my mother. And I ain't gonna disclose too much, but she thinks she my mother.
No, I just know
she likes to control. Like she know how I am though. Like me, I'm a loner. I think part of that controlling part is like she cares, and sometimes, especially when I'm under the influence, I've done dumbass. So
that's good that you know that you can admit that.
Yeah, I've done dumbass.
I don't know if just assist in the back.
Everybody, like everybody know that. But I hold myself accountable to that. Mind you, now I ain't gonna say I learned from one mistake. Cause I done did a dumbass over and over again. But I think in that aspect, that's when the mother with the V come in. But the her calling me brother and sister, bro, like honestly, without the child, like it's there. It's seen. Like cameras on, cameras off. Like you can't fake this or make this shit up.
Oh yeah, Rome started that. Rome started calling me sis first, and then I started calling him bro. I'm like, yeah, we do have like a sibling dynamic in some way. You know, he still confides in my mom. My mom is our mother. Like it's not It ain't nothing crazy. It's nothing intimate. Like, seriously, I always say this. People be like, yeah, right. I can literally walk past this, and I don't do this, but I'm saying I can walk past this man naked, and he does. They be like, girl, what? Like, put that up. I'm talking about seriously. Like,
how do y'all deal with each other's spouses or each other's boyfriend and girlfriend? Like, how do you deal with his girl, and how do you deal with
Now, Ron, she told us you had 17 baby mamas. 5. Okay.
I never told you he had no damn 17.
You said like everybody always try to times 2 and shit. Right?
Okay.
It's cool though. It's cool. I get it.
I said 5.
But this was the friction part. Now we got over that, but the friction part was I'm on my business. I don't get in her shit. But the friction part was her getting into mines. But she's still a woman. I'm still a man.
Yeah.
So women tend to do that, and this is not no shame to women. I don't mean no disrespect by saying it, but I think women tend to do that, especially a woman that care about you.
What was she said that sometimes you make bad decisions, and she's there as your sister to make sure you're good.
Correct.
Regardless if it's life, relationship, or whatever.
Correct.
She said that on there.
With me personally, I never really I talk to her about certain things, but I never really like my family to get into no intimate situation.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Y'all can feel a way about this person however y'all want, whether it's negative or good. If I'm going to deal with this person, I'm going to deal with her. Like, the female can smack shit out me yesterday. I might get over it and them up. But it's like, that's how I was always able to distinguish the two. Like, when Jessica with her men, when she come to me, like, I ain't never pillow talking or sneak dissing or nothing. Like, I don't really care for, like, it ain't enough in the have that I don't. If you put it in that sense. But when she come to me with a man, I tell her, ain't right.
But both of y'all gotta care though, because you gonna want to know who around your son. She gonna want to know who around her son.
I never did though.
Yeah.
I never. So in the beginning stage, don't have this my son. But
Right.
I grew out of that. So now I trust my child mom enough to she won't bring no around my child.
Right.
So I don't say, don't have this around my. That's never been a problem. What has been a problem was envy me, except for my last dog. Yeah, my dog. That's my dog.
Who's the dog?
My dog, Chris.
Chris? Okay, Chris.
It's my dog. Yeah. It's my dog. I ain't gonna hold you. I think, like, man, honestly, me and Jess, man, like, I think it's been times where a woman didn't like me and her situation. But guess what? Bye.
Yeah, more so it'll be more so on his end because it's much more of them. But the thing is, like, I don't like when because I even tell him when he doing wrong too, like, yo, don't treat her like that. This is not how you going to introduce me to her. Now I done got to know her, and whether she had a kid or not, most of the time is the ones that have the kids, but it's like, yo, you gotta do right or just be single. Like, don't keep hurting women in the process of trying to find what you're looking for. I mean, I know that's all a part of dating, but when you have kids, it's different, right. And then he'd be like, that's why I don't like you to be getting into it, and then I don't like, he attracts a lot of toxic women too, like abusive relationships where women will put their hands on him. I'm like, what? Yeah, all right, but he's like, nah, but I might be with it tomorrow. What? She just blacked your eye. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we're not doing that. But
Claire, I never had a black eye.
Okay, well, she bust your nose. Whatever. Women have put their hands on you, and you be alright with it.
And that's why she's my dog. Like, I think she's the only one, really, honestly, the one to get the under my skin. Like, it's certain wordplay she used, and I don't care what tone she used it in. But to say that, it's like, bro, I was really never taught how to love. When I moved with my dad, I didn't move my dad and my stepmom, which is my mom now. Me and my mom have a great relationship. That's my stepmom. And my dad was married, but my dad was cheating. Like,
same.
Like, my dad was cheating, bro. My dad showing me that, bro. Like, I'm thinking cool. So like, when I started dealing with women and stuff like that, and multiple women and all that, my dad was like, yeah, son,
absolutely.
And I'm thinking it's cool.
Because that's what you're being taught.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm being taught. Like, and every man in my life that I looked at as a role model to me was the same way.
Same.
So it's like, what you expect. But the good thing is now, it's like, I'm old enough now, and mind you, I ain't perfect now. I'm seeing it. I'm trying to, change it. But I never was taught to love properly. So, and my trust issues was up from my dad. Because I'm seeing what he's doing. Right. But I'm seeing when it's done to him, his reactions. Like, damn, you was just doing this, how you gonna get mad? Right? So it's like, every relationship I've went into, I had an expiration date. Me. I put an extra rate on myself. I said, she gonna get what she gonna get. I'm gonna get what I'm getting. I'm gone. So I never really gave a woman the
commitment.
Not even commitment, but I never gave the woman a chance to really love me.
But even with the kids, like even having kids with other women.
Nah, I had, and this is like I said, no disrespect to my children, moms. A lot of my children came out of vulnerability.
Expound on that.
And I'm gonna explain that. So I will meet a woman who I may feel like she's what I need, another safe place or whatever the case may be, but I'm already vulnerable from a previous relationship. I have a child, knowing I don't want to be with this woman, but I feel like I'm forced to be with her because it's a child. And I've done that,
multiple times. You needed a therapist, not another baby mama. Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
But at the time of need, at the time of vulnerability, women can, bro, they be masked up. But like, I never really knew how to be alone. Like, I feel like I gotta have somebody laying next to me. Because even before my mom died, my mom used to sleep naked. This is a back then thing.
How old were you when your mother passed?
Yeah, I was 10, but I was a mommy's boy.
Did you ever really properly grieve?
No. Grieving, no. I never really grieved. All I did was I thought it was gonna help me by going to school for social work, because that's what she was. But I never really properly grieved, and that's a process now. I do want to get back in the gym. I do want to get a therapist, but I want everything else around me to be intact so that I could fully commit. Because if I ain't fully committed, it ain't gonna work.
All right, we got more with Rome. If you don't know who Rome is, of course, that's Jess Hilarious's baby daddy. And today is National Co-Parenting Day, and we're having a conversation with Rome. So don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Rome. That is Jess's baby daddy. Today is National Co-Parenting Day, and they are excellent co-parenters, and we're having a great conversation. Charlamagne?
How did y'all, that's the most thing to me, I won't say most important, but one of the most important things, how did y'all realize we don't have feelings for each other no more? Like, how did that just go away? Like, y'all love each other, but not in that way.
I got my answer. You want to go first?
You can go first. What's yours? Because I'm still thinking.
When I stopped caring about who she dealt with.
Oh.
When I wouldn't even care. Like,
how long did that take?
Oh, 3 years. So like when Ashton was like 3.
Yeah, he was still like really young. Yeah.
It was like 3 years, but honestly, that 3 years, like, I had caught a big check. So it was like, I was almost $500,000. So it was like, the pain that I had, whatever the case may be, I would pay. I would like just buy to block it out. But other than that, like,
you ain't try to stun on her a little bit, though?
No,
no,
I never stunted. No, I never. Yeah. No,
I'm waiting for that.
I never intentionally stunted on her. I never did that. Never.
Oh, okay.
I did everything she possibly could ask me to do. And she said on a one of these shows something about a BGE bill, and I'm gonna address that. I never wanted to.
That was on our show. That was on co-parenting and
I'm gonna address that now.
What bill?
That's an electric bill, right?
So I'm gonna explain it. Her lights got cut off.
You got a $500,000 check, and you.
But listen, no, it wasn't right then and there.
Okay,
but it's over time because mind you, because mind you, a lot of my place she helped me get a lot on the back end. But in the time, like, I helped her, whatever the case. I didn't know she was moving with a man.
I didn't move with the man.
Well, she moved the man in with her.
Yeah, after.
Yeah, all right, okay.
After.
So he had you in the dark too?
No. This was before I met him.
I don't get in her business, so I don't know that he not there. So boom, here's my logic, and I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say to her after I explain it. My logic was, all right, man is in the house. Boom, BGE get cut off. So she like, well, Rome. I'm like, well, I'll take my son with me, but that wasn't me talking. That was the girlfriend I had talking.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
I never told you that because as a woman, you ain't trying to hear that. And as a man, and you being me, I don't want to hear that. So I didn't want to tell you that because I'd have felt less of a man.
Unball your fist, Jess.
So, yeah.
But not I understand him. If somebody else is smacking the cheeks, you pay that bill.
So the girlfriend was like,
living in that house.
So the girlfriend was like,
don't talk about no house.
So listen.
Now go ahead.
So the girlfriend was like, I took a certain amount of money out the bank. I did. She was with me. She like, why are you giving it to Jessica? I'm like, cause she need it.
And she like, oh,
I never
that's
said
why I'm here because of your money.
I never said the reason.
Wow.
I never said the reason. Yeah. I never said the reason though. She was like, what exactly do she need? Because I know you ain't giving her she don't need a bag or nothing like that. I'm like, no, it's something else. She like, well, don't she got a living with her? And mind you, I'm drinking at the time.
You thinking the same thing?
I'm like,
you wasn't even thinking that till she said it.
I wasn't thinking that, but I'm drinking, and I'm like, you know what? You're right.
Why you ain't ask Jess though?
Crazy.
Why you didn't pick up the phone and say, Jess, what's up with you?
Because I was a young, emotional boy
who had just ran into a bunch of money and a bunch of bitches with that.
No, man, I'm hurt. I'm a hurt young man. Got a lot of money. Everybody done f***ed me over. I got some money. I'm doing the one day. I'll make myself happy.
Yeah.
And that's how I went broke.
Everybody except me.
Except
you
her.
Over. You feel me?
Except her. So that was what I was like. And granted, right now on today, I'm gonna say I truly, sincerely apologize for not taking care of you the way I should have. And I'm gonna take my glasses off because for a long time that shit hurt me. And it's like I never ever ever, especially you, I never ever 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 meant to do that to you. And it's like now that's why I work so hard today and just try to even just give you something. But in due time, that shit will come back. I ain't, I done made that shit back, went broke again, made it back, went broke again. But my biggest downfall, the common denominator, was alcohol and women. Them two problems never allowed me to really reach my full potential. Because even when I seen a couple years ago, you seen it, 2019, when I was single, when I moved back by myself, I ran that up.
Flourish.
But if you women holding me back,
and
man,
ran into somebody.
So I'm so one you dog. I felt that was my duty, but because I had certain people in my ear that I thought had their best interests in me, but when that bag ran out, they left.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. And I'm not a sorry person. I apologize.
Okay, I appreciate that.
But
listen, I was talking to a nigga. He moved in months after. You think I was gonna move into a doghouse? You think I wanted to see how I was living? No. And when you say, I asked you like, yo, can you just get my my lights on? I'll pay you back. That's when I was scamming and doing all that shit. That shit got slow too. So I'm like, all right. You was like, nah, I take my son. Nobody taking my kid. Not even his father. Like as long as Ash wasn't scared of the dark, we was good. You know what I'm saying? Like I still had candles. We was playing, we was doing all that. We would stay outside.
That turned you up a notch.
Until it got dark, and then we would go in the house. And he ain't never asked me why the lights ain't coming on. It don't matter. So as long as he was good, I was good. I just wanted to be able
to call your baby.
You know what I'm saying? And just be like, yo, get my lights back on for me.
And you should have. Yeah. But guess what? That made you a demon. And when I say demon, I say it in the best way. That turned you up. And I got to teach my kids, especially my oldest boy, my 11-year-old, bro. Like I don't want you to have to go through something bad to learn a lesson.
Right.
I don't think everybody should have to go through something bad to learn a lesson.
Right.
But in your case, I feel like, that put that battery in your back. And no, when that battery came in your back, you ain't treat me no way.
Nope.
It took still a minute for us to create that bond.
Yeah.
But y'all have it now, and I think y'all both should give each other some grace because y'all was dumb young.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
Real young.
And I always was a hurt young man, so.
Right.
But I love this story because it shows the foundation and how y'all are now.
Yeah.
And how y'all treat each other now. I don't know you, but the way she talks about you on the radio and like you said, she is a mother, she protects you, she holds you down. I just love to see it.
Yeah.
No, sometimes I be telling her to stop talking about Rome like that.
He always do. But it's
I be like, why you be talking about Rome? But I get it. She don't mean no harm by it.
No, she don't. Like I said, man, like I wish a lot of other people would take from us. Yeah. And that's why this gotta be on TV.
That's why y'all writing a book.
Yeah. All that. Book coming, everything coming.
Book coming.
Yes.
Everything coming.
There
man.
you
What do
have
you think the most important thing? Because I want y'all to save a lot of this. But what's the most important thing it takes to co-parent? If y'all just leave it on that because it's National Co-Parenting Day.
Yo, I tell you, I started off communication. Like a lot of people be scared to hurt each other's feelings, and a lot of people be afraid to have uncomfortable conversations, whether it's about kids, unhashed differences, whatever. Like one day me and Rome just literally met up and we just talked about everything that he felt like I did him wrong in certain situations, and then he felt like I will always try, because he says I'm controlling a lot, and I do take that, you know what I'm saying? I own that. I do. Like I was trying to control how he parents sometimes, like how he would raise Ash and all of that type of stuff. We just put everything on the table and just was like, all right, you're moving forward, because it's really about Ash.
Right.
And that's really like when after that, it was like no looking back. It's like, all right, whatever. Cool.
Piece of cake.
I'm sure it's a discussion that'll continue on, not even just amongst, Jess and Rome, but just amongst anybody out there.
That's right.
Dealing with co-parenting issues. But I think Rome, you know, Rome is talking to a lot of different issues that a lot of us men go through. You know what I mean? So I'm happy that you was vulnerable this morning. Right?
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Well, there you have
and
it.
their book is coming soon via Black Privilege Publishing.
Love you, y'all.
Simon & Schuster.
Yeah, love you more, sis.
All right. Well, it's Rome.
Yes.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake up. Wake up. You're locked into the Breakfast Club.
Who run the world, girls?
It's Women's History Month, and we're celebrating the most influential women in history. Check out this phenomenal woman.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, each and every day, Jess represents a woman for Women's History Month, Charlamagne, and I think it's only right that we represent our sister, Jess Hilarious.
Don't try to get on her good side now.
I'm always on her good side. What you mean?
Thank you. Yes,
Jess is it's been a rough morning for Jess, but just to hear and, you know, working with Jess the last couple of months, you really understand where she came from and how she really grinded. You know, stories of her working at McDonald's and living in an apartment with no lights and having candles and having to keep her son outside until the lights went off and continue to strive and continue to struggle, but continually producing content and being a self-made woman and made herself hot.
Yes.
And to the place where she's at now, and being able to do shows and comedy festivals and headline shows and sellout shows, and of course be the third co-host of this Breakfast Club, where you actually absolutely positively took it to another level. I just want to say we appreciate you, Jess.
Thank you.
We love you, Jess, and we ride for you, Jess. And of course, you know, you've had backlash and problems, but you fought them, you've overcome them, and we appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Just know I love her. My love is through actions. Okay?
People told me your love language was different. So.
Shut up. And I tell Jess I love her all the time.
Right.
On air, off, probably more off air than anything. But
hey, you know, we joke with Jess up here a lot, but Jess is very strong-minded. She handles her own. She comes up with amazing ideas and skits, and I can't wait to see the next 10 years of what Jess is going to do.
Thank you.
And I just want to check, just if you need a DJ on any of your shows, just I'll be there. But
all right, good. Thank you. I will think of you.
But we love you, Jess.
Love y'all too.
And when we come back, we got the positive notice. The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
And that was another phenomenal woman in history.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
Yes, the positive note is simply this, man. The state of your life is nothing more than a reflection of the state of your mind.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?